Happy New Year, everyone. This is Hetty coming to you for New Year's Eve. How you doing this wonderful day? It's nice out. The weather's nice, although we have to stay in the house. What I'm making for you today is a pecan bread. Now, so before I start putting the ingredients in, I'm taking off the glasses and the hat. The hat is making me perspire. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a cup of white sugar, a cup of brown sugar, a cup of oil, either canola or Western or vegetable or whatever. Don't use peanut oil because it's not good for baking. And 4 eggs beaten. We're going to mix this together and get it mixed well. I'll be back when it's all mixed together. Okay, so it took me about 5 minutes to get this all incorporated, make sure all the lumps in the brown sugar are out. This is 1.5 cups of self-rising flour. That's why there's no baking powder or baking soda in. This is self-rising flour. This is vanilla. A teaspoon of vanilla, a quarter teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to mix this in. I'll be back when it's all mixed together. So it took me about 3 minutes to get this all mixed together. And what I have here is 2 cups of pecans, whatever you want to say, crushed. Get them down as much as you can. And I have a 9x13 pan. You could use whatever glass, Teflon, whatever. And I'm using Baker's Joy baking spray. I got the oven preheating at 350. I'm going to pour in the pecans and mix them in. And when I'm done mixing, getting a good mix on this, I'm going to put it in this pan and put it in the oven. And it's going to bake for about 40-45 minutes. I'll check and make sure and put it in the recipe, of course. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to pour this into the pan, and I checked my recipe. It said 30 to 35 minutes, but check it after 30 minutes and see how much more you think. And I'll tell you when it's all done how much time it actually took to bake at 350. Put it in the middle of the oven and bake for 35 minutes. I'll be back. All right, so I'm making a caramel sauce that's gonna go over the pecan bread. You could use it or you don't have to use it at all, but keep it separated. Don't pour it on top. If you want to pour it on top, make sure everybody likes caramel sauce, but I like to keep it warm on the side and pour it on if you like it. Okay, so what I have here, I'm going to take 3/4 cup of white sugar and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And I'm going to stir that until it melts. This is going to take a few minutes. You have to keep watching it. I'll be back when it's melted. Okay, so the sugar's melted. You got to keep stirring. You can't take your eyes off of this here. And I'm going to put in the 1/2 stick of butter and melt it in. Oh, I'm doing it right. It's supposed to bubble. You see how it's bubbling like that? That means you're doing it right. Okay, so here's the butter is melting. When we get the butter all melted, now a lot of people don't put vanilla in their caramel, but I like to put a little vanilla. Oh, wow, look at that. Get the butter melted first. See? Okay, so the butter is all melted. And I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. Now what we're going to add is a half a cup of heavy cream. Wow. I'll be back. All right, so it was another 2-3 minutes and I got it all melted together. And what I do is put it in one of these little containers. And when it's time to have the pecan pie, I mic it for a second, 30 seconds, and pour it on the pie. Okay, I'll be back. It's almost done. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so it's been 35 minutes. Let me test it. Yes, it's done. You have to judge it according to your oven. This has been 35 minutes and it's perfect. And I'll be back later to show you how I enjoy a piece. Okay, so here's the finished product. And I like to refer to it as a Pecan Blondie. And I warmed up the caramel sauce and I'm going to drip a little bit on it. Not too much. That's plenty. And let's give it a taste. Wow. That's really good. Yep. I hope you try it. Okay, so here's the finished product. Do it again.